his woman says I don't know what you see in me. You make me feel this way. Many years go by, we live, we laugh, we cry. She said, from the start you stole my heart. I wanna love you more and more. And don't you know I wanna love you more and more. Friends in a car, one says he's going far to make a better way. The other, he exclaimed, I wish I felt the same. No matter where you go, I want you to know that I wanna love you more and more. And don't you know I wanna love you more and more and more. And don't you know, out there on the streets, strangers we will meet. We all have different views to show, but if we join our heads and hands to make a master plan, see the colors make a beautiful rainbow. Oh yeah, oh, oh. Oh yeah, oh, oh. What in the world have we come to? Whom this life should we run to?
Taste buds ready because Taste of Cayman is back. Join us May 13th at Festival Green, Camana Bay. Eat, drink, and dance the night away. Taste of Cayman offers the very best of Cayman's food and drink scene with plenty of music to keep the party going. Get your festival tickets online today at tasteofcayman.org or call 623-6700. Brought to you by the Cayman Islands Tourism Association and sponsored by AI Rentals, Camana Bay, DMS Broadcasting, and numerous valued partners.
Real life, real topics. Welcome to Cayman Conversations, now streaming on Caymanian Times Facebook and YouTube channel, also live on Bobo FM 89.1. Today in our UCCI segment, we welcome Ms. Tamsin Deasy, Director, Admissions Registration, Mr. Paul Puckerin, Dean for Professional and Technical Education and Training, and Dr. Henry Young from the New England Institute of Technology. During our conversation, we will talk about the TVET programs at the UCCI, the essay and poster competition, a potential partnership with the New England Institute of Technology, and the recruitment of new students for the next TVET programs. Now let's get started.
Hi, of course, yes. So I'm Tamsin Deasy. I'm the Director of Admissions and Registration at UCCI. This is my first time talking to you on the show, so thank you very much for having me. Paul, do you want to introduce?
Sure. Thank you. Our special guest is joined us from New England Institute of Technology, Rhode Island, and he's Dr. Henry Young. And we're happy to have him join us because we are excited about the potential partnership that we will be having with that institution. So I'll let him introduce himself and let him tell you a bit more about who he is and his credentials.
Good afternoon, Mr. Lewis. Thank you for having me on the show. This is very exciting.
Thank you and welcome.
Yes. So I represent the New England Institute of Technology, which is located in Rhode Island. Our campus is about halfway between Boston and New York City. We are a technical university that has a focus on technology, engineering, health sciences, and professional building trades. We're private, nonprofit. We're regionally accredited in the U.S. And we have a very hands-on learning environment. That's one of the hallmarks of our institution. About half of our time that our students are with us they're in laboratories. But our programs align, I think, very well with those of UCCI. So we're here today and tomorrow to be discussing the potential for articulation agreements for the students coming from UCCI when they complete their education here. They can continue on that great trajectory that has already been established for them and continue their education in the United States, hopefully at New England Institute of Technology.
Excellent. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have you here, and I hope we'll be getting some more information from you. And let's go into our first topic for today. Paul, can you please give me a breakdown of the TVET essay and poster competition that is happening right now?
Right. So as you mentioned earlier, that we had a previous competition of the RestEnded project, and this is a component of RestEnded. What this is, we are holding a career day and symposium on the May 25th. And as part of that exercise, we want to get and hear from the young minds across the Cayman Islands. And what better way than to engage them through essay and poster competitions. So as part of the Career Day Symposium sponsored by RestEnded project, we are going to have the essay competition for the secondary schools between ages 12 to 15. Then we have essays for the tertiary, those that the UCCI and beyond, ages 15 to 18 years old. And the primary schools, because we want to hear what they think and get them excited about technical vocational education training from early. And so these are the components that we're using to get the message out that there are career opportunities through TVET for all. And so it is through these three competitions, which will be held over the next month, and with the announcements being made at the evening of the symposium, which is going to be held on the 25th of May. And so that's why we are so excited about it. We've begun to post it on our websites. We'll be reaching out to the schools and all interested persons. So if you're hearing us and you want more information, go onto the UCCI website at www.ucci.edu.ky, and there on the landing page you begin to see information about these three competitions. And there are going to be good prizes to be won as a result of your participation as students and for the winning schools.
Lost the sound.
I think you're muted, sir.
When's the competition starting?
So it starts all about now. We've begun to circulate. So from earlier this week, Monday, we've begun to send out to the schools. And so we continue to send out to all interested persons. We are putting our websites. We're sending it to the different secondary schools and primary schools. And so if there are any schools or individuals who've not gotten the information yet, reach out to us or simply go on the website and you can get more information. But we want as many persons because we believe that TVET is and workforce development is indeed the direction that we need to go, especially when we look at the number of work permits in the construction trades. We are really poised to really find new and creative ways. And through these essays that the students will write, they create for us good ideas that we can introduce to help revitalize and re-energize the TVET pathways across the islands.
Paul, is it possible to just give a brief explanation of what TVET is for some people that are listening that may not know?
So TVET is Technical Vocational Education and Training, and simply means doing those practical courses, hands-on courses that allows you to work with your hands while creating and building creative things. So it can be air conditioning, it can be being a doctor, it could be being a dentist, it could be being a plumber, because all of them require us to do a certain measure of training. So sometimes when people think about being a doctor, they don't think it as being TVET. But as all of us know, doctors have to practice for about 5 years or go through internships for an extensive period of time before they can graduate. So, so that's why we want people to understand that TVET is for all. I don't know if I'd probably invite Dr. Young to share his perspective because
Okay.
in talking earlier, I get the sense that New England Institute of Technology is on the cutting edge of technology and equipment. And so maybe he can share with us some of the cutting edge things that they're doing in their new and massive campus across the.
I think that, both in the Cayman Islands and in the US, we're both facing a similar challenge of a skills gap in some critical areas. And the education system is geared right now, or I think that the philosophy has been, you go to college and you go to college to study medicine, law, or some profession. And people don't think that you can go to college to study these, professional building trades, construction management, and so forth. But that's the reality. We have an automotive technology program at the New England Institute of Technology, and that's becoming more of a IT play. There's so much electronics now in automobile systems, especially like electric vehicles themselves, that it's no longer the sort of dirty job that it used to be, but it's very it's a very high tech profession, one that you really need to go to college for. So to introduce through like your poster program, to introduce to the younger generation that these are opportunities that they may pursue if they like technical issues, they like working with their hands. These are excellent professions. They're in very high demand, and they can be extremely lucrative as well. So we have a skills gap in the U.S., and it manifests in some businesses are unable to find the labor they need to continue their business, and their consequence may be that they have to close down their business, not for a lack of work, but for a lack of employees. I think the same problem manifests here in the high number of work permits that have to be issued. And if UCCI can do something to mitigate that and transfer some of those jobs back to citizens here, that's a wonderful thing. It's a win-win situation.
Yeah, I think off the back of that, we Paul's team works very closely with a lot of the local employers who have these skills gaps. And if you look at all of the jobs in the paper at the moment, there's always jobs in hospitality, IT, computing, that we just don't have enough skilled people to fill the gaps. And that's really where Paul focuses, and he's trying to get the young people on board now because the jobs are there, and as you were saying, they're very lucrative. Young people can come here and learn that trade and leave and earn a good wage from day one. And that's really what we're trying to do, and where Paul's trying to get young people to understand that there are other career options coming to UCCI than the standard associate's bachelor's route, which is what people think about. And there's these vocational opportunities available.
Yes. And in recent discussions right on this program, we've actually spoken to a number of gentlemen. And I think Michael Miles, you may be familiar with him, and he's working on programs. And we actually asked the question, what is being done to educate and to sort of encourage these young people after they come from the high school to get into these fields? And what you're saying today really put a smile on my face, because here we're hearing it really happening. So there's an answer to the question that was asked weeks ago: where and what are we doing to make these things happen, to, like I said, retool our young people and get them into a mindset to take on these roles, and the training and the focus actually on that. So I appreciate coming on here today and speaking about that. I'm very pleased.
And added to that, Ralph, what I should add, part of the symposium in the afternoon will not only feature speakers from the industry. We plan to have young people also as part of a segment to share their thoughts on how they feel about TVET in the islands and how it is impacting them. So, because we want to hear not only just from the employers and those who are already passionate about it and what they think, but we also want to hear from those who are wanting to get into it or who are into it, and how it can be done or improved to support them. So as part of the symposium in the evening, because the career day will focus from 9 until about 3, where we invite the entire public to join and see the different interact and get to feel and understand the different skills and how they work and try a skill. But in the evening, like I said, that's when we'll do the presentation of the prizes for the essay and poster competition.
Mm-hmm.
But then we hear in a very interactive and that's where Dr. Young will return as well, because he's consented to being part of that symposium in the evening. To date, we have representatives confirmed from in green tech, so that's the solar energy persons. We have persons from the Public Works Department, Ministry of Education, the Cayman Islands Contractors Association, the Department of Tourism and Work. So a cross section of people on the islands to really give a rich conversation about TVET and where it is going, where it should be going, and what we need to do to make it really more vibrant in the Cayman Islands. So we look forward to a very vibrant, and so that's why we take this opportunity to get people to be aware. We'll be doing a lot more public awareness through our social media, but through your platform, we always welcome this opportunity to get it out there from early, so that they know to come to the UCCI for the entire day with us from on the 25th to be involved and immersed in TVET, and as we take it forward. And thanks to Resende, who has given us the platform to do this amazing opportunity.
Can you say what TVET is again?
Technical Vocational Education and Training.
Yeah, and trade.
Training.
Training. Dr. Young, could you tell us a little bit about the New England Institute of Technology? Is it a similar university as the UCCI, or are the courses similar to what we have here?
Yes, there are a lot of commonalities, at least through the associate degree level. We have programs, as I was saying earlier, that align very well. In other words, you could study an associate's degree here in cybersecurity, and then we also offer an associate's degree in cybersecurity, but we continue on with bachelor's degrees. We actually have a master's degree in information technology and cybersecurity. So I think we're sort of a handoff point for an institution like UCCI, where they get off to an excellent start with their education, and then the students, if we take the student perspective, they can just continue their studies at a higher level in the United States at a fully accredited institution in programs that have their own individual accreditations, like AVET accreditation for engineering and and so forth. So we have very state of the art. We invest heavily in technology and the training of our faculty. So we look at the students here at UCCI and we see that they would do very well at an institution like NIT. Yes, I use cybersecurity as one example, but as I look across the broad spectrum of offerings here, a great many of them, fall into that category, which is we provide that opportunity to continue their education at a higher level.
Okay, and yes, I'm going to send my next question to Tamsin, and our last week when we had the individuals or the staff talking about the nursing program, we understood that it just went to the level of bachelor's degree. And so something that stuck in my mind is just the role of UCCI in training our people. And if there's someone who wants to go on to a higher role, higher tertiary education, how does that fall in place? And today we're hearing the partnerships that you were forming for that to happen. So if I want to further my career or further my education, how does that happen? Can you explain to us a little bit?
So I think people sometimes don't realise the breadth of courses that we actually offer here. So we do everything from DE, so the Year 12 school students, right the way up to postgrad. So we actually have master's programs here at UCCI. So for example, the nursing program, you can train to be a nurse, a fully qualified nurse here, pass your nursing exam and never have to leave Cayman. The same with teaching, you can do your PGCE, which is your postgrad certificate teaching, become a fully qualified teacher without having to leave the island. We have masters in human resources in other areas. So we do have pathways all the way up from age 16, right the way through your career to as far as you can go. But then we have great links with other, global institutions like, we're introducing today, where if students want to continue in their studies in a pathway that we don't offer, then we have a partner institution they can travel to. So I think that's something that we're really looking at expanding this year. And we've got 2 or 3 partner institutions in Canada and the United States. So we're looking to build these really important links with. Because some students do benefit from staying here, and other students benefit from leaving and finishing their studies in another country, because that gives them a more global outlook on careers. And of course, you learn things wherever you go in life. So you'll have a different experience in the States than you would here. And that, for some people, that's great. So we're trying to build something for everyone, no matter who you are and what you need.
Okay, that sounds good.
If I may add also, Ralph, one of the key things about the New England Institute is that it's accredited university. And I think that is also very important when it comes to scholarship applications. Usually the Ministry of Education wants to ensure that wherever a student wants to continue, they're going to an accredited institution. And I think that augurs well for us and our pending relation partnership with New England Tech, because they're accredited. And so half of that work is completed. You don't have to guess whether or not they are going to a credible university, and whether or not when they finish, if it will mean anything to them or the employer.
Okay. I have a question. And what I like about this program is that many people speak to me about these topics and they don't really know the answers. I don't know the answers, and I ask it on behalf of them. And I can relate to it because I have children who go to university, who go to school, and we all live in this one community. So the question that I'm having coming up many times is, after I've done all my education and I'm certified, am I accepted with this degree from UCCI as I would be in a university in Toronto or the UK or all those areas? And this is what I think we need to pass on to our people, explain to them how this happens, and put their mind to rest regarding where they should study.
So a huge amount of our students every year, a very typical route for a lot of our students is to come to us and do an associate, and then at the end of the associate, go and complete their studies abroad. So America, Canada, and the UK are the 3 countries that they tend to go to, and they will go and finish their bachelor's there. And we have a huge amount of students to do that every year. And our associate qualification that they gain with us transfers directly into those 3 countries. So you're right, and it is a question that we get. When you come and do a degree with us, whatever that may be, it carries the same weight as if you've done one in an American institution, a British institution,
Right.
whatever that may be. And it's a very common route that our students take.
Okay, very good. I'm happy. And I think the more we educate and the more we pass on this knowledge, we'll probably have more questions, but it's at least we're satisfying those understanding and we're getting people up to speed. And that's why I appreciate the opportunity to come here and discuss with you all these questions regarding education. Education is so important, and that's what we need more of in the Cayman Islands. Speak about your recruitment for me, Paul.
Yes, as you know, we are about to begin our summer semester, but equally, fall semester will start very soon because our summer semester is only 7 weeks short. But we are already ready to receive students because the application process, sometimes takes a little long. So we want to get the students to start it from now, especially, and also to remind them that they have until the 8th of this month to apply for their local scholarships, which is open until through the Ministry of Education, because they may not have been accepted by us, but it's important for them to complete all of the logistics for that local scholarship, because then once they are accepted by us, they can just send a letter of acceptance to the Ministry of Education. But if they've not begun that process, it means then that the parents have to look for the money, or they themselves have to begin to look for the money if they want to begin their diploma studies with us in fall. So that's why we want to get them on board. The April will come to an end very shortly. If they've not begun that process, now is the time to make sure they log on to the Ministry of Education Scholarship Secretariat's website and begin that scholarship application, because they are open for full-time diploma programs, associate degree programs, and now it's also even open for evening 1-year continuing education programs. So we are making education available and accessible for those who say, well, I don't have the funds. Through the Ministry of Education, things are made possible. And so we have a number of opportunities that are now available at the diploma level. TVET-wise, we have our construction technology program, which exposes students to all aspects of the construction industry. So they get a taste of carpentry, masonry, plumbing, HVAC, electrical installation, how to build stairs, how to do estimates, how to read basic engineering plans, all of that exciting stuff that they'll be exposed to in the construction technology program. We are going to be introducing also project management for construction. For those like you, Ralph, you may decide you're going into real estate and build a few houses and apartments. We are introducing a program for you to understand how to manage that construction project very effectively, and to make sure that you stay on budget and take into account the different risks and things that are affiliated with running a construction project. We have the computer technicians program, which comes with different types of CompTIA certification. We are now aligned with a partner with CompTIA, and so they will be working towards getting not only their Microsoft credentials in Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, but also they can take the fundamentals in CompTIA and also the CompTIA A+, making them not work ready as they enter the world of work. We also offer general business and general accounting diploma programs. They're exposed to things like bookkeeping, and through City and Guilds, they can take the level 2 external certifications. And finally, our hospitality and tourism program. We are very fortunate to be supported for the last few years by the Department of Tourism for this program. This program is fully sponsored for local students. If you're Caymanian and you're hearing me, now's the time to go onto the UCCI website, apply for one of the scholarships you want to do, the tourism, hospitality and tourism, and you may be fortunate to be accepted in one of the 4 areas. We offer water sports and recreation, culinary pathway, food and beverage, and reception services. And equally, in addition to getting the UCCI diploma, all of these programs have international accreditation attached to them, whether it be City and Guilds, NCCR, or otherwise. They will get international accreditations, which are internationally recognized, and so they get a 2-for-1 when they do these programs with us.
Yes, and the way the tourist industry is growing, yes, we definitely should see a lot of opportunities for those people in the future and the very near future. And so this is the time for them to get in there and start their studies. Have you, Tamsin, you can probably respond to this question. How has this success been in the past in getting pupils to register?
Yeah, so I would say over the past 2 or 3 years, we've actually seen a huge spike in registrations. I guess some of that was COVID related, right? Because historically the people that maybe to study couldn't. but the trend has continued. So over the past kind of 8 to 10 years, our registrations have gradually risen, and then we had a huge spike about 3 years ago, and we've kind of maintained those numbers, which is great for us. But what I would say for people looking to register is I always encourage people to do it early for that very reason, because obviously we have caps on our classes and we don't want people to miss out on the opportunity of coming here. So the earlier people apply and get accepted and register, the more chance they are of getting the classes that they want for fall, because fall's always our busiest semester. So that's why when we go out to schools and when we do media interviews like this, we push people to really register early, or at least apply, so that you can come in and speak to an advisor and find out what you really want to do, because we don't want anyone to miss out. And the other interesting thing is that people don't think about, the earlier people apply and register, if we know we have a huge demand for one area one year, and we know early enough, we can put on a second class or a third class or a fourth class or whatever that might be. But if people don't apply until at very last minute, we struggle to do that, because obviously we need to staff it and we need to, find all the resources. So from our perspective as well, the earlier that people can apply, the better it is for everybody, because we can make sure that we can create enough capacity for the demand.
Okay, very good.
I think also now will be a good time as we reach out to our BRAC students, because very often they say, well, there's nothing for us. But I think now will be a good time to express your interest in if there's a specific area or areas of, whether it be construction, computer technicians, general business, so that we can plan for you accordingly. And so if those in the BRAC have interest in any of our offerings, whether at diploma or associate degree levels, they can reach out to the BRAC office where Ms. Siobhan or Ms. Ashley operates. And so we'll be more than happy to accommodate them. What we've noticed over the last year, that our registrations for technical and vocational training has increased significantly, not only here in Grand Cayman, but also in Cayman BRAC.
Yes.
And that's largely in part to our Ascended grant project, which has fueled the interest in people asking, when will it happen again? Are you offering other training? Can we join? And so we are very thankful that the Ascended project has created that buzz. And so we want to get persons excited to register very early for the fall semester.
Yes, I spent 4 months living in the BRAC last year, and it was an eye opener for me. It was a sort of life changing moment to move there rather than just visit for a weekend, and just to see how different lifestyles are in the BRAC to here. And it was amazing that there are many young people who need something to do, and they're very good with their hands. Some of them just go fishing a lot. They go up in the caves, they move around, but they want to work with their hands. A lot of construction is going to happen in the BRAC in the near future. And so the TVET training is very, it's very important. Instead of just having them learn a trade from doing practice on a site, to have them get some education. And before they go that way, I'm sure we'll, of course, give them more knowledge, and of course, give them some sort of qualification that they can move forward with. So I think the BRAC has many opportunities, and I was so happy to see that there was a campus there. Do you plan to put more more subjects or more classes over there?
Yeah, so Paul's got quite big plans for the BRAC, haven't you? Especially in Paul's area, which is the TVET. He's been working very closely with employers, the school, the ministry. So hopefully over the next 12 months, the TVET offering the BRAC will increase quite substantially.
Okay.
Can I also, Ralph, just say we are currently enrolling for our summer semester as well. We've talked quite a lot about fall, but our summer semester opens at the beginning of May, and we're registering students now. And often people don't think about starting with us in summer, because they think, we'll just wait until fall. But especially for adults, and especially for TVET adults, it's a really good chance for them to come in an evening, do one of our evening continuing education classes, and get a feel for what life is like here. So it's a good kind of frame to dipping your feet into the world of university. And then if they like it, they can start in fall and register for kind of a lengthier program. So I want to encourage people really just to see what we're offering in summer and maybe give it a chance, because it's the ideal opportunity to do it.
Okay. Summer school, has that always been available, or is this something new?
So yeah, it's not necessarily a summer school. It's just our summer semester. So it starts in May. It's a shorter semester than the others, and it runs for
Okay,
8 weeks. So it's
8 weeks.
shorter, but we run evening classes. We run them all year, but our summer evening classes are 8 weeks. Paul runs them in lots of different areas, and they're great for especially adults who are working during the day and want to come and
Right.
do something in the evening to learn a skill. And they might want to try it to maybe come back more full time in August for a full year. So it's a great opportunity to do that in the summer semester.
Okay, very good. And we'll help to get the word out, because that's what it's all about, a conversation about what's happening here, not only education, but in employment. Because, we know that there are many topics that we can talk about, but it's to see topics get into action and something done about it. And hopefully we'll see some registrations in the near future. And then, maybe in December, at the end of the year, we can look back and see how much people have actually taken up these opportunities. Because I do believe that there is a need for tertiary education for, like I said, the elderly people who may want to have a career change, want to learn different skills. And so it's good to learn. And I think if you create a culture of learning, as is done in many other Caribbean territories, it can only bode well for the Cayman Islands.
Of course, of
Uh,
course.
Dr. Young, can you add something to that, please?
Well, I'm going to add to the point you just made, and that is what share our experience in New England is that we are seeing more and more people who've been in a career for quite a while, but they're seeking a career change, and they realize the opportunities that exist in these career fields that we're talking about this afternoon. And more and more we're seeing those adult students returning to the classroom, and I think that that's a population that I know that you're working very hard to capture, and that's just, I think that's a big shift in who we're seeing in our classrooms these days in New England. I'm sure you'll see.
Yeah, it's very true. In fact, we joked last year, myself and Paul went over to the BRAC last year, and we were talking to Public Works about the shortage of tradespeople. They have plumbers and electricians, and I said myself, I'm going to start doing some evening courses and change. I'm going to become a plumber and move to the BRAC. But the jobs are there. There's so many jobs there, and the wages are great. And we want unemployment to not be there anymore as much as possible. And if we can train people in these areas of skills gaps, then everybody wins.
Yeah, I remember when I came here quite a while ago, there was no unemployment. It's amazing, but we had a lot of banking opportunities, and so most people moved into the banking, and that's what happened. But times have changed, and there are other opportunities. But it's to get that mindset that, okay, hold on, yes, I may have some experience in banking, but I can learn something else. And I'll use myself as a good example. I'm in media. I'm a banker, but I'm in media, and so I'm sure there may be government workers who may want to do something, they may want to go into healthcare or something else. And that's what UCCI is for. And that's the role I see personally UCCI playing, is where there are opportunities for career changes, and people just need to get education and do many other things, because a career cannot only help you to help someone, but you can help yourself as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Final minutes, would you like to say anything?
Well, I would want three things. One, to encourage everyone to go to the UCCI website, www.ucci.edu.ky. Those students go out and take part in the competitions. They're going to be great prizes. If you're looking to start a new career pathway, log on and begin your application process with us so that we can connect you with whatever programs we want. Do not wait, because very often the space is limited, and so first come, first serve. So make sure you get the early work. And finally, I want to really thank the team that I work with in the PTech division, a group of awesome men and women, both here and in the BRAC, who continue to support me to make sure that we do a great job, and to Ms. Thompson and Dr. Young for just joining me and to help this conversation to move TVET forward across the islands.
And Thompson?
Yeah, I think Paul's covered most things. Just we have got something for everybody. We are enrolling now for summer and fall, and I think it's really important as well to say we've got a big team of advisors downstairs. So for people who don't know what they want to do but want to do something, people can ring up, email, or drop in, and somebody will help them find what's right for them. So, there's often too many choices and people don't know exactly what's right for them, but we have got people here who can help. So people can come to campus at any time and get some advice. Okay,
good. And Dr. Young, any final words?
I would just say I've had the pleasure of being here for the day, and I can say that the education that people are getting at UCCI is excellent. And I would think that this is a institution of higher education that all Cayman Island citizens can be very proud of.
Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you very much for joining us in Cayman Conversation. And we look forward to you seeing you again very soon.
Taste buds ready because Taste of Cayman is back. Join us May 13th at Festival Green, Camana Bay. Eat, drink, and dance the night away. Taste of Cayman offers the very best of Cayman's food and drink scene with plenty of music to keep the party going. Get your festival tickets online today at tasteofcayman.org or call 623-6700. Brought to you by the Cayman Islands Tourism Association and sponsored by AI Rentals, Camana Bay, DMS Broadcasting, and numerous valued partners.
Thank you for joining us for our first segment, and we thank UCCI for sharing that information with us. Don't forget you can join UCCI every Monday at 12:30 for a conversation on what's happening on campus. Now on to our next segment. Cayman Carnival is back, and that's Batabanu. After a successful Children's Carnival last weekend, Donna Mary joins us. She's the chair of Cayman Carnival, Batabanu. Joins us to talk about Batabanu and the other upcoming events. Here's Donna.
Well, Batabanu spans 3 weekends. It begins with the juniors, which, as I said, is this Saturday, kicking off from the lawns of the Glass House, 2 p.m. And then after the junior Batabanu, we welcome the opening of Carnival, which is a traditional Juve, which as we mirror and position Batabanu on international stages and, to international audiences, they do expect a Juve. And so we're really thrilled for the seventh year now to be able to showcase a truly Juve that everyone, some 700, 800 participants come out in the early morning. We want to thank the commissioner and the chairman of the board to allow such a thing to occur, because this truly does mark us as being positioned as a worldwide carnival. Because as you well know, being from where are you from? Antigua, Dominica, St. Lucia, every single island, every single country has a Juve. And now and it's not just a Juve stationary, it's a Juve road parade. So we're really excited about that for the 7th year to be able to host that. It's a secret location, great music, your traditional paint, mud, oil, everything, water, everything, the big flowers truck coming down the road, Sound Revolution, DJ Frost, all the popular DJs on the island are there. It's an event not to be missed.
Okay. Have you been getting good support from it in the past?
Oh, absolutely. Everybody looks forward to Juve. I mean, this is a not to be missed event. I mean, if you have never been, please experience it. We can't tell you about it. You have to experience it. So, Juve, we're excited about. We have a great Caribbean breakfast afterwards that everybody looks forward to. Ackee and saltfish, bacon, eggs, the whole thing. So it's an all-inclusive experience, and it's one not to be missed, as I said before. So if you've not been, Ralph, it's time. This is the year to take a jump on the road with us. 4 a.m. It's a little early, but there's nothing like seeing that dawn break, and it's just something that you must experience to be a part of of Carnival.
Well, I've been in Juve in Montserrat when I was much younger, and I had two great hips, but I got them replaced. So I
So
may
you're
come and
ready.
try it this time. Yes, I'm gonna have to walk with my walkers just in case, but I'm gonna make a plan to be there. And that's next week Saturday, not this one, the following Saturday,
It's the 29th. That's
29th.
correct.
That's 29th.
29th.
Okay, that's
Mhm.
Juve. Then after Juve, what happens?
Well, after Juve, then we move into Adult Carnival, and we're really excited this year because we're showcasing a completely different carnival for the 40th. You know, it is the 40th anniversary of Batabanu. So, you know,
Oh,
we're really grateful to the Rotary Club of Grand Cayman to have introduced such an important cultural aspect, cultural tradition to the Cayman Islands. And it's been 40 years strong, and we're really proud of the direction we've taken Carnival. And I want to take this opportunity to thank my passionate, dedicated volunteers. And they have really come on board in a big way to ensure that this 40th presentation is going to be something not to be missed. As I said before, this is going to be a completely different presentation. We've teamed up with, you know, as you know, we have some, 150 nationals here.
yes.
So we're staying true to our slogan, which is All Nations, One Celebration. And we're being inclusive by inviting all the nationals to be a part of Cayman Carnival Batabanu for the 40th on the road. So this year, I'm really proud to say that we have India represented, we have Cuba, we have Panama, we have Colombia, we have Honduras, we have oh my God, so many countries.
Yes.
And we have the mayor of Honduras who will be visiting because he's very, very big in Carnival. So we're proud to be able to host him, as well as some very, very famous, renowned mass and float designers that has been in the industry for some 25 years. So we will be hosting these folks to begin new alliances and forge new friendships and new relationships for the future of Batabanu, taking it into a more cultural direction and for more longevity and more buy-in.
Excellent. I'm really proud of how you have sort of helped it to emerge into what it is today. And I want to take us back in time. Can you tell me something about when it started and who were the major players? And I know it was about costumes, and did it come from? Was it originally designed from here? I mean, tell us about Batabanu.
Well, Batabanu started in 1983 by the Rotary Club of Grand Cayman, as I mentioned before. And those innovators were the likes of the late David Pinedo. Dave Martins was one very instrumental.
Yes.
And they introduced this carnival, this Caribbean carnival, to the Cayman Islands some 40 years ago, as you know. And it has transitioned into a tourism product, into a cultural product. And when they first introduced it, it went around town like once. So if you came out too late, you probably would miss it. Right. And over the years, with the support of my committee, I personally met with commissioners and, traffic, RCIPS traffic heads. And finally, one year, they granted permission for the West Bay Road to be closed and for us to actually host Batabanu Parade on our famous 7 Mile Beach Road. Because if we're going to make this into a tourism product, we have to take it to our famous 7 Mile Beach Road and where the tourists are. So we are very proud that some 22 years ago, under my leadership, we took Batabanu on our famous majestic parade route, which I think no other Caribbean island boasts such a famous route. So it's a beautiful route, and we're thrilled to be returning this year to our original route. Last year we couldn't because of the works on Cardinal. So we actually went, we did a different route, which was nice and well received. But Carnival belongs in the heart and in the capital. So we have returned this year. We will leave on Saturday, May 6th from 1 p.m. from our famous 7 Mile Beach Road from the public beach, and we'll head directly into Seafarers Way for a street dance, last lap. We'll have 3 bars, three different stages, and appealing to all the different nationals. We'll have 3 different genres of music. We also have visiting an Afrobeats band out of the US. So they're going to be performing on the road on May 6th for Cayman Carnival Batabanu. So we have a stage that's got Afrobeats and reggae, and we have got a stage that's got Latin beats, and we've got a stage that got soca, just top 40s. So the music will certainly appeal to all genres and all nationals. And also, we have a food festival this year, which will be hosted on Cardinal Avenue. And I'm proud to say we've got a lot of diverse food vendors and famous local chefs as well, who will be dishing up some of your favorites. So want to invite Cayman to come on out and do what we like to do best, eat and be entertained. So this year Carnival will be a treat, and one that you should not miss as we celebrate 40 years. We are also offering for a Friday night a 2-for-1 $40 special for our visiting headliner, Skitty Fabulous, who is just amazing, playing his famous hits, Come Home, Family. Everybody thinks that's Marshall's song, but it's really Skinny's. And so many hits Skinny Fabulous has. So we're proud to be able to host him as well for our Friday night concert.
Okay, a lot of activities now.
So much to say.
I know. So we're starting from, it's actually 3, I like that, 3 weeks of festivities.
3 weekends.
Starting this weekend with Kiddies Carnival. Then the following weekend is the Juve.
Correct.
And the big thing is that the holiday weekend, the first holiday weekend?
It is, it is. It is. So I neglected to talk about the Friday evening happy hour on Cardinal, which all the designers that we've invited, it will be an opportunity to meet and greet. And they also, one of the designers, Savla from Honduras, he's also the franchise holder for Miss World and Miss Universe. So he's actually bringing the 2 beauty queens as well. So you'll have a chance, Cayman will have a chance to meet and greet, and they will also be on one of the famous floats that he's going to be building for Batabanu this year. And that float will represent the Amazon and Mayan influences. And we're just excited about all that we're going to be doing for the 40th. And we want Cayman to know, come on out, watch the parade, come on to the concert, come to the meet and greet, be a part of your Cayman Carnival Batabanu, which is the mother of Carnival in the Cayman Islands.
I can feel the excitement, and I'm hearing the excitement in your voice. It's really something. And have you always been with Batabanu?
For 22 years, the Rotary Club passed the torch on to me and my dedicated committee, as I said before. And, we come together every year, once a year for 6 months, and we're family. And we plan the carnival, we execute all the events, we plan the fundraisers without any kind of office salaries or structure. So we really do this on an entirely volunteer basis. So at times, yes, we seem to be a little bit disorganized, but I have a business to run, and everyone else that's involved in putting this show on the road has other responsibilities, be it being a new mother, business owner, whatever it is. We all have full-time responsibilities, yet we come together because we're so dedicated to this product that we have put our heart, soul, mind, blood, sweat, and tears into developing into a successful product that we look forward to the Ministry of Culture coming and being involved more to take it to the next level.
Yes, all right. And of course, I was going to ask you about the support from the government and the community. Are you getting enough of that? Or do you?
It's never enough, of course, because we always want to do so much more. And there's so much more that we have planned to do with Batabanu to realize its full potential. However, we're grateful this year, very grateful to Minister Brian for his support, to the culture minister for his support, Bernie Bush and Mr. Isaac Rankin, especially Mr. Rankin. He's come out to our launch when Mr. Bush couldn't make it, and he's spoken highly of Batabanu, his support for it, and we're grateful for that because Batabanu is dedicated to uphold a cultural tradition that is entrenched in the Cayman Islands and in the people. We're not just a carnival of string, feathers, and beads. We're a carnival of inclusivity. We're a carnival where we bring and blend all the cultures that live amongst us together. And that is really our focus this year, because as I said before, we're proud to be able to host and have so many different nationalities come and support our Cayman Carnival Batabanu. And so this is the future. It's international, and this is where we want to position Batabanu as an international tourism product that stands on its own, and that when you hear the word, which already we have people calling, they call the shop, we don't have an office. So I'm like, Le Classique, and they're like, oh, but I'm calling about Batabanu. And I'm like, oh, well, same. So we say, yes. They go, well, we know it's on in the first weekend away, but can we have the dates? So our dates are really important to us because not only does it mark the beginning of turtle nesting season, but the world already knows Batabanu takes place on the first weekend in May. So for us, it's very important. We just have to choose the dates. They just know, the public that is in their international audience, that Batabanu is happening on the first weekend in May. Okay, and that's every year.
I got two other topics I want to talk to you about, but I just cannot wait to get your responses to this because everybody's talking about it. Those costumes are so attractive these days. Who are designing them, and do they
Which
feel
ones are you referring
them?
to?
Well, the little skimpier costumes that have been worn. Is this a trend now, or is it just people having fun?
Well, it seems to be the trend now, but we live in a conservative society, and we must respect where we live. And although carnival, the word itself says free up yourself, jump up and get on board. All the words of all the songs from way back when is about freedom of expression. Right. We must abide by our society and tailor our carnival to our society. And Batabanu does just that. Okay. I am not a supporter of the string, the beads, and the feathers myself. I believe in pageantry. I believe in costuming that speaks to an issue or the environment, or that has meaning. So it's not about just walking down the street looking great and taking selfies. I think a structured carnival such as Batabanu, with rules and with judging stations, is in keeping and in line with international carnivals.
Yeah, and if I remember those days when carnival started out, there was a respect for everyone, and there were conservatives costumes, and there were events that kept in mind what everybody was accustomed to, and there are limitations to everything. But I like what you said. It's about maintaining the culture and having respect for everyone and having fun at the same time.
Absolutely. So there's a way to do it. And that's with Cayman Carnival Batabanu.
It's all about, everyone needs to be happy, and especially the inclusivity of the other cultures. Because as you know, Cayman, like you mentioned, over 150 different cultures living here, we need to include them and encourage them to be part of us because they're a part of our community.
Absolutely.
And I like that part of it, where you encourage everyone to be part of what we do, because we all live here together.
Absolutely.
We go through the same streets.
The Hondurans will showcase their folklore, their traditional folklore. costume. The Indians will showcase their it's a traditional wedding theme that they've taken on, and the Aztecs will showcase their. I mean, it's going to be a showcase of international cultures coming together on the streets of Grand Cayman in Batabanoo to involve everyone. So we want the Cayman Islands to come out and see what we have to offer this year as we celebrate 40 years of Cayman Carnival Batabanoo.
And that's great. And my final topic is, how do you feel about having 4 different carnivals in 1 year? I think Cayman is the only place where you have so much carnivals in 1 year.
Well, we have 2 beauty contests. We have 2 law societies. We have to have more than one of everything here. But I think the powers that be really and truly need to make decisions now about the carnival. Yes. It has watered down the product because sponsors are confused. Participants are confused.
Yes.
It's just not good for the product. So I'm not quite sure. I mean, I think it started with the allowing the road closure some 5 years ago for an unstructured carnival, unstructured, uninsured body of people to go down the road. And so that set a precedence. Now we have 3 or 4 trying to do it. You know, we need to do one thing and be successful at it. We need to learn as a country to support, to work together and stop being crabs in a barrel and tearing each other down. We must recognize there are rules to everything. We must adhere to them and work together, because that's the only way for us to succeed. Otherwise, we're going to be a dying breed. And pretty soon, Cayman will not have Caymanians anymore, because we're never realized when it's time to support, when it's time to get together, band together, put aside all differences. And after all, that is what carnival even means. It means you set aside all differences, irregardless of race, color, religious aspirations or beliefs, and you come together for one day, one period of time, and you celebrate as one. And that is what carnival really is. It's unity. It's not, I'm gonna bash you, or I'm gonna try to kill you, or I'm gonna try to obliterate you. It's about coming together. It's about support. It's about oneness. It's about celebrating, you know. And so until we get that, we're lost.
Yes. And I think that, we need more of that. And like you said, it confuses everyone. The tourists want to know which is the best time to come to Cayman. Is it in October? Is it in May? Is it in June? Is it in July? I can only afford one carnival costume, not 4 different ones. And so therefore, if we come together, we can promote one real good carnival.
One beautiful experience.
We could have different shows or different events or different nights within that week or in a weekend. And so everyone can have their own little party, as we call it. But at the end of the day, to promote 4 different carnivals in 1 year or cultural events is, I think, a stretch for the Cayman Islands. And yes, we're going to have fun this year for sure, and celebrating 40, but it's something for us to think about as we go forward. And I'm going to try and have a conversation with other guys as well, because I think we can do better when we come together.
Absolutely. Like that one governor said, we're stronger together.
Yes, and that's true. Strength comes in numbers.
We're stronger together. But even the home of carnival, Trinidad and Tobago, have one carnival. You have many bands, but there's one carnival.
Yes.
One structure, one body, with rules, with regulations that are adhered to.
Yeah. And it can succeed. It has succeeded. It's in other countries, even Jamaica next door. They have their carnival.
Oh, I have the greatest.
Barbados, Cropova, it has one carnival. Bahamas. You go to Bahamas. Yeah, so we can learn something from that. And I think we'll be more successful.
And I have the greatest respect for the late Byron Lee, because, for so many years, he would come down and he said, I love your passion, I love your vision. And he would come and he would play and he has successfully in the land of reggae made a cultural carnival calendar event with Jamaica Carnival.
Yeah.
But it's one.
It's just one. It's just
On
one.
one day, on one date, one time a year. So it's anything is possible, you know.
And
It just takes working together. And how hard is that? I work with my committee members of 20 years. 20 years. Wendy George has been coordinating Junior Batamanu for 20 years. I met her when she was a teacher, and I was going to measure the kids for Junior Batamanu.
Yes.
She goes, oh my God, you're doing this? How can I help? And she came on board, and she has relentlessly offered her 101. And thank you, Ralph, for allowing me this. Thank you for allowing her, because sometimes we got to do work on our jobs, you know?
Yes. Yeah,
and she has done this for 21 years for juniors. The kids love her. She's not a teacher anymore, but Miss George, when there's teen dances, she knows every one of them by name. You know, and the thing about the Junior Batabanu now, we've transitioned. We've seen kids from Junior Batabanu now graduate and they're an adult Batabanu because it's now 21 years. You know, and other members of my team, Olivia had a baby. She's still passionate. She's still dedicated to Batabanu, and she's been on board for some 22 years, as long as I have been on board. We met when she was working at Cayman Free Press, and she would call to interview me, and I would give her my quote, and then she'd go, "Can you say it again? My key's stuck." And I'm like, "I'm calling Brian Usell to get you a new computer. That's it." And we became fast friends, and she came on the committee, and she's been amazing. And you know, the dedication of my team, it's not a lot of us. We have another lady, her name is Brittany. She is King Sports Center, Rex's daughter. She's young, she's half her age. I mean, we have more energy than her, but her dedication and her commitment is still as strong as all of us. We're dedicated to this product. We believe in it. And all we ask is for more government support, more sponsorship, because the vision has not been realized. We're not about costuming. We're about building nations, building cultures, bridging gaps, forming socioeconomic relationships. We have the mayor coming. We have great plans for our Cayman Carnival, Batabanu.
And that's great. What I like, you just mentioned it, the kids are involved. Remember, the kids are the future.
Well,
in a couple of years, they'll be adults and we'll be relaxing. But they're the future. And you've now included the kids in giving them their own weekend so they can participate and see what's good about Batabanu. And the parents can be part of the action. They can be included and they can believe in it. And we need to find things for young people to do that are positive. Otherwise, they're going to do other things. So
without a doubt. And, you know, we can't close this show without recognizing, you know, I say Batabanu is the mother of Carnival in the Cayman Islands, but the mother of Batabanu is certainly Reba Dilbert. And so without her incessant, relentless commitment for 40 years to this product, we would not be here. So I want to invite the public to come out and cheer for Reba as she's presenting her theme Kaleidoscope. And you can rent or buy her costumes. And she's done some amazing pieces this year. And she belonged to us. She's for us. She's for us. So we need to definitely cheer for Reba, embrace her, respect her talents. Okay, she shouldn't have to go overseas to garner awards and respect. We should respect her own Caymanian talents right here on our soil. So I want to invite the public to come out, cheer Reba on, cheer your country on, because Cayman Carnival Batabanu for the 40th will be a different experience.
And I'm looking forward to it. And I want to say thanks to Reba as well. I remember when she came and told me, Ralph got an award in Italy. I'm like, Italy? She said, I had to go all the
Exactly.
way to that country to get an award from what I'm doing. I'm here.
Can
And I
you
said, Reba,
imagine?
we must do more here for our people because we
Without a
have
doubt,
we
without a
have
doubt.
world-class talent. And I've had this conversation over and over, and we'll have it some more. We have world-class talent in this small country of Cayman Islands, and we need to accept it, celebrate it, and encourage it, even with the music area. But that's a conversation for a different day. But I want to thank you very much, Donna, for coming on and talking about Batmanu. I'm sure we're going to come in again and talk about it some more. But what you've said really hit home, and I wish you all the best with your 40th anniversary celebration, which starts this weekend and goes straight through for 3 weeks. Just give us some contact details in case they want to get involved. Who can they talk to? Who can they call?
Well, we're always looking for volunteers. So without a doubt, you could stop into Le Classique anytime. You could stop into the Caymanian Times anytime. Speak with Wendy. Thanks, Ralph. Thanks too for the sponsorship, the publicity in Caymanian Times. We appreciate the media exposure. We love the newspaper. I love this program. I'm happy to be on it. Thank you. We just want to thank everyone that's involved that, has a passion or an interest to be a part of this wonderful experience, to come and contact us, be a part of it. We have a great time planning it. Yes, it gets a little stressful at times, but like I said, we have someone that's half our age on board. And so we work together with everyone. We work together with different nationalities, different age groups, different ethnic. We work with people very well, So anyone come and volunteer, and we'll be happy to have you because there's so much to do and so little of us.
And we'll be happy to spread the news. For our listeners on the radio, if you miss any part of this show, we'll have it repeating in a couple of days, or you can go to Caymanian Times Facebook page and we'll have it there. You can view this entire conversation and get more information, or read the newspaper on Wednesday. We'll have a full recap of this conversation. Donna, thank you for being here, and I wish you all the best and have a great, great Batmanu. Goodbye. Thank you for joining Cayman Conversations for today as we seek to elevate the level of media conversations with our special guests from all walks of life. Special thanks to UCCI and Batmanu for coming on and updating us on those many topical topics. The 90-minute show will also feature music videos from our local artists. Join us tomorrow for conversations with Honorable Roy McTaggart and Honorable Joseph Hugh from the Progressives, followed by J.A. Hart, Director for Cayman Islands Tourism Association, and two guests talk about the upcoming Tastes of Cayman. Remember to like, share, and follow Caymanian Times social media pages. And also pick up copies of the newspaper on Wednesdays and Fridays at locations across the island. Cayman Conversations is a production of the Caymanian Times newspaper. And remember, we accept employment advertising. You can just submit your ads by visiting our website, selecting employment ads, and uploading your request. Have a great evening. And now, enjoy sweet tunes from our local musicians.
Red light.
Troubles away.
I see Jupiter and Mars from far, and Saturn too. The Milky Way looks bright tonight. We were created to shine too. All the world loves a child when he smiles. All the world loves a child when he smiles. We're looking for love, but is there hope? This world is a place that can be so cold. There is one suggestion I'd like to propose. I'd like to rule the world for a day. 'Cause if I did, there'd be love and peace and no more fighting. I'd like to rule the world for a day. Every month we treat, there'd be no more greed and we'd all do the right thing. 'Cause if I did, everything would be okay. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. I teach them science and biology. Give them all a chance. How can one youth stand still and another dance? All the world deserves to smile for a while. All the world deserves to smile for a while, yeah. We're looking for love, but is there hope? This world is a place that can be so cold. There is one suggestion I'd like to propose. Propose, yeah. I'd like to rule the world for a day. 'Cause if I did, there'd be love and peace and no more fighting. I'd like to rule the world for a day. Every month we treat, there'd be no more greed and we'd all do the right thing. 'Cause if I did, everything would be okay. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Let's change some way somehow. Change some way somehow. The future is right now. The future is right now. I think I just figured it out. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'd like to rule the world for a day. 'Cause if I did, there'd be love and peace and no more fighting. I'd like to rule the world for so in love with you. Make me feel alright. I'm so in love with you. Time goes on and seasons oh they change. One thing remains the same. I'm so in love with you. Sometimes it's hard to give of yourself. It's not what you want, it's what you get. Love the one you with, you'll see it will fit. Tell me love or more for what you need. Hold my hand tonight. I'm so in love with you. Make me feel alright. I'm so in love with you. Time goes on and seasons they change. One thing remains the same. I'm so in love with you. Sometimes it's hard to give of yourself. Sometimes it's hard to give. It's not what you want, it's what you get. It's what you get. It's what you get. It's what you get. Love the one you with, you'll see it will fit. It's what you get every time. In time you love her more for what you did. Well, hold my hand tonight. I'm so in love with you. Make me feel alright. I'm so in love with you. Well, oh, hey, I'm so in love with you. I'm so in love with you. Hey, Lord, Lord, Lord. Well, 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 well. Yesterday I was broke. Today I got paper beyond your dreams. That's gone up in smoke. And everything ain't what it seemed. Real comeback story. Come back, come back, come back. Real comeback story. Yesterday I was womanless. Today you checking out my beauty queen. Who job bless, I say no man taste. I believe that for real. Real comeback story. Come back, come back, come back. Real comeback story. Yesterday I was walking the block. Today you checking out my chariot. And some wanting what I've got. You put nothing in this pot. Real comeback story. Come back, come back, come back. Real comeback story. Oh, yeah. Ooh, ooh, yesterday I was broke. Today I got paper beyond your dreams. Has gone up in smoke, and everything ain't what it seems. Real comeback story. Real comeback story. Real.
Real life story. Listen up while I count down